Yeah.
One time, there was this old farmer, and farm didn't have much, but he had these two horses that he had helped raise from when they were colts. They were named Razzle and Dazzle.
They were.
And what? Sorry?
Nothing.
Collect or stand in circle.
I can go to the other one if you want.
There's
No,
another one.
the Modula is not ready.
The Razzle and Dazzle.
So Razzle and Dazzle, yep. So the old man, split these up, please, and make sure we're taking the ads to the right this time, please, since it's clear. So Razzle and Dazzle, and the farm's in kind of like a rough shape, and so he thinks to himself that like a decent way, since he knows the capability of these horses, he knows that they're maybe not thoroughbreds, but they're definitely strong runners. He's raised them since they were just little colts. Take these to the right, please. And he decides that he's going to take him to the county fair, and he's gonna run him in a race, because the pot for the race is pretty good. And so he gets Razzle and Dazzle and he loads them up in the trailer. Back, please. Back. Don't take them in the direction that we're going to run, which would be to the left. Mara? Anyway, so he loads the horses up in the trailer, and he heads to the county fair. County fair's just a little podunk thing, but they do horse races every year because middle of nowhere, podunk. It's kind of how it works. And so there's, I don't know, 10 horses, old nags, just not really competition's not really much. So the farmer's confident. So the horses line up in the chute.
Collect or stand in circle.
The announcer counts down 3, 2, 1, go, and they're off like a shot. And right out of the gate, get in the thing, please. It's Razzle and Dazzle, and 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 all the way around the track, but it's Razzle by a nose. Farmer knew that it was going to happen. He's over the moon. He's got enough money. Farm's in better shape.
This is a new joke. I haven't heard
race,
this one before.
He collects the prize, and he loads the horses back up in the trailer, and he takes them back to the farm. And a little bit later, he gets a phone call from an organizer. The organizer says, I saw you racing your horses in the county fair. Mara, do you want to release?
Stuck in combat armor.
And so get up here. Come on, let's do trash. Razzle and Dazzle. Trust me. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it. I'll do Nexus Princess next. He gets a phone call from an organizer. The state fair's coming up. The state fair's got state fair's gonna have a race. And the farmer's like, well, sure, I guess I'd be interested. It doesn't sound like it would be too terrible, and I'm confident in them. I've raised them since they were colts, and so yeah, sure. So a couple of weeks pass, and the old farmer, he's got a new truck, new trailer, paid off a few things, loads the horses up, drives to the state fair. A lot longer drive, not in podunk anywhere anymore. It's definitely the big times for him anyway. And they get to the county fair, and there's 9 or 10 horses that are lining up. Oh, let's do this, by the way.
I was
there's
hoping you would do that.
There's 9 or 10 horses that are lined up, and he's confident. He's raised these horses since they were colts. And so clips aren't going to be enough for this one, Shotgun. I'm so sorry. You can save it for the punchline. We're going to Nexus Princess, but kill all this for me. And so the horses all get loaded up in the chute. Not old nags this time. There's some real horses in here, but they're both in the chute, Razzle and Dazzle. And the announcer counts down 3, 2, 1. And they're off like a shot, and it's Razzle and Dazzle, and Razzle and Dazzle, and Razzle and Dazzle, and all the way around the track. But at the very end, it's Razzle and Dazzle, and Razzle and Dazzle, and it's Razzle by a nose. And the farmer's over the moon. He's so happy. It's again. And now the pot isn't big. This isn't like This isn't buy a new trailer. This isn't buy a new truck. This is like buy a new farm level, and he's so happy. Let's kill the fuckers floating on the side over here, please. And it's a great time. And so he loads the horses back up in his brand new trailer with his brand new truck, and he takes off, goes back to the farm. And when he gets back to the farm, a couple of days later, he gets a phone call. There was somebody in the crowd watching. This is the big time.
Why you can loot this as it falls and get BOEs.
Oh, really? That's sick. Loot him. Oh, I got gold. And so the organizer says, well, I saw your horses at the race, and I was very impressed. And so actually, I want to see if you'd be interested in having them come to another race. And it's a little late in the season for the edition, but we've had a couple of dropouts, but things are looking good. And you won't have a chance, but I'd like you to come and have your horses race in the Kentucky Derby. And it's funny that you say that, Adaz. And the farmer's blown away. I mean, it's the Kentucky Derby, right? Like that's a long way. That's a long shot, but it's big time. And he's raised these horses since they were colts, and he knows that they have what it takes. So a couple of weeks later, he loads them up in the trailer. One at each of the marks. When you're doing your charges, please make sure that you run to the ghost that is doing your charge. I don't want them to move. I don't want them to go 45 yards away. Run at it, move to the back side of it so it charges towards the outside edge, please. And so he's loading the horses up in his brand new trailer. Boy, is it a nice trailer. And a brand new truck. God, is it a nice truck? Because this is heroic, and we're not going to do it that way. Thank you. And he drives, and this one's a long drive. It's all the way to Kentucky. And so finally he makes it. And he's a little nervous. But like I said, he's raised
stories are going on quite a minute
since they were colts, and he knows that they've got what it takes, even in the Kentucky Derby. And so now it's not old nags. It's not even good for regionals. These are thoroughbred racehorses. But Razzle and Dazzle line up in the chutes. He's got two horses in this race. That doesn't happen in the Kentucky Derby. And so, I don't have Grabby up. That's awkward. And so horses are lined up in the chute. They're ready to go. Drop these off in good places, please. No, one at each. Yeah, okay. Thank you, whoever you are, for being good. And fuck you, old man, for being bad. Watch balls. Don't just rush back into the boss, so we don't have balls going straight through the group. AKA a dad's slide so that yours aren't lined up badly. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, well, also don't die.
My frames?
Yeah, a likely story. Dashes run directly at your ghost, please.
No, dashes go through the snow.
No.
I figure that would be pretty akin to whatever this Razzle and Dazzle is leading to.
Get these out, please. Get these out. Get these out. Get these out. Don't blow us up. Don't blow us up.
I think you lost where you were and to restart the story.
No, I haven't. Don't worry. No, we ain't restarting this one. As fun as that would be. So, Razzle and Dazzle are in the chute, and the announcer counts it down. 3, 2, 1. And they're off like a shot. It's Razzle and Dazzle and Razzle and Dazzle and Razzle. Get these charges into a good place, please. Not even that long in the future. Owie. Make sure you get her out here for after the daggers. And it's Razzle and Dazzle and Razzle and Dazzle and Razzle and Dazzle. And the whole race is being dominated, be safe here, dominated by Razzle and Dazzle. Razzle and Dazzle and Razzle and Dazzle and Razzle and Dazzle and all the way around the track. It's Razzle and Dazzle and Razzle and Dazzle.
Collect or stand
and at the very, very end, it's Razzle and Dazzle, and it's Razzle by a nose. And the farmer's over the moon. I mean, it's a dream come true. Horses win the Kentucky Derby. There's no nice way of saying that. I mean, you've literally raised the best horses that have ever run in anything in the world. They're the greatest. And so the event ends. Watch out where you're standing here. Make sure we're getting to at least one of the markers. I don't care which. Doesn't matter. Make sure we're dropping in a good position here. If we're still doing this in a minute 40, get her when it's up. Go do good drops, please. And so the farmer loads up the horses in his brand new trailer with his brand new truck, and he drives all the way back to Kentucky. Or, sorry, all the way back from Kentucky. Make sure these are out. Don't blow us up here. Don't blow us up. And the farmer's overjoyed, of course. I mean, why wouldn't he be? But then, maybe do good charges here. Maybe 2 weeks later, he gets a phone call. And it's a sheik from Saudi Arabia. Make sure you don't ball the whole group here. Saudi Arabia. And the sheik says, we are running a special race. We would like you to bring your horse. That's a terrible, terrible charge, by the way. Please don't fuck that up in the future.
Collect
It
or
is.
stand in circle.
It is a great honor. We would like you to come. And the farmer says, well, I mean, of course, do good charges here. Get these. Yeah, thank you for getting that one out. Great, great job, Treggyz. Oops. Oh, that one too soon. Dodge. Make sure we're dodging here. And the farmer says, I mean, of course. I'd be honored. That'd be amazing. And so now it's a little bit more involved because he loads the horses up in his brand new trailer with his brand new truck, and he drives all the way to New York, and he loads himself up on an airplane. They fly all the way over to Saudi Arabia, and they arrive, and this is insane. The horses that were in the Kentucky Derby don't even have they can't hold a candle to the horses that are in this race. But the farmer's confident because he's raised these horses since they were colts. He's confident. Wow, transmitter. That's cool. Oh, and the shitty pattern. Thank you. Appreciate you. And so the horses are lined up in the chutes.
Can't wait for the end of this story.
And the announcer counts down 3, 2, 1, and they're off like a shot. And it's, again, like it always has been, it's razzle and dazzle and razzle and dazzle all the way around the track. Razzle and dazzle and razzle and dazzle and razzle and dazzle. And at the very end, it's razzle and dazzle and razzle and dazzle and razzle and dazzle, but it's razzle by a nose. The farmers, I mean, this is impossible. There's no way that you can be more proud of what you've done at this point. He's won every race that they've ever been to. So the farmer flies all the way back to New York, and he loads the horses back up in the trailer and the truck, and he drives all the way back to the farm in Podunk Nowhere. And he unloads the horses, and he's retired. He's done. There's no more races to be had. And as they're out in the paddock, come on, don't pull. No, don't pull before people get here, man. Fucking get kicks or we're dead. Get kicks or we're dead. You know better than, well, I guess I don't know if you know better than that, but get down here. Come on, we can't let these things cast. We can't let these things cast. So, they are, Razzle and Dazzle are out in the paddock, and Dazzle turns to Razzle and he says, you know, we've been everywhere. There was the county fair, there was the state fair, the Kentucky Derby. We flew in an airplane. And we did all of these races, and the farmer's so happy, and he's so proud of us, and we've done such a good job. But, you know, we did all of those races, and I just feel like, why did you bomb me? Somebody's going to get flipped into their death in like 2 seconds. And Dazzle says, you know, I'd like to race one more time if we could, just to see if there's a chance. And Dazzle says, of course, anything for my brother. Of course we can race one more time. Razzle says, you go get the farmer, and I'll go find somebody to start the race for us. Make sure we get a reset here, please.
I got it.
Thank you. Stay out just in case he fucks up the reset. And so, Razzle goes and finds the dog. And he asks the dog, can you start the race for us, please? And Dazzle goes and gets the farmer and says, can you watch us race, please? Let's get all the way over here, please. And the farmer comes and the dog comes, and they, Razzle and Dazzle, line up next to each other, and the dog says, well, okay. Thanks, Daz. I appreciate you. Get around here, please. Drop a summoning stone for Leaf, I guess. And they line up at they line up the starting line, and the dog says, "Okay. 3, 2, 1, go!" And they're off like a shot. And well, summon lunch as well. Oh, it's in the egg. That's cool. And they're off like a shot, and it's razzle and dazzle and razzle and dazzle and razzle and dazzle and razzle and dazzle. And as they come around the final turn, finally, he's just an inch ahead, but it's razzle and dazzle and razzle and dazzle and razzle and dazzle. And at the line, it's just dazzle by a nose. And as they're trotting around the paddock, and Dazzle feels really good. He's happy as he can be. He looks over at Razzle and he says, "Huh, imagine that, a talking dog." And here's a pull timer.
That's it.
Oh,
I'm borderline sick to my stomach.
We're gonna break the 3 over there, and
Look at all that. That's the punchline. Okay. All right.